Hi, this is Rainbow Harmony, here to help you find balance and peace to live a more colorful life. And welcome back to another episode of Manifest with me. Also, it's day God knows what of quarantine. Wondering how all you guys are doing out there. Share your quarantine stories below, share what's going on with you guys. Man, the stores around me are only open like 3 days a week. Yesterday, I survived off of a jar of peanut butter because I ran out of food. Thankfully, I was able to go grocery shopping today. I've lost my brush, and the grocery store didn't have a brush, so I haven't brushed my hair in days. And so I used this app to turn my hair a different color. So no, I did not dye my hair purple, but I thought maybe it would just be fun and kind of cover up the fact that my hair's a mess right now. So this is a wild and crazy time. Obviously there's worse people out there, going through worse stuff than I am right now with this, but it's hard. I think it's hard for everyone. It's hard for all of us. And I'm so glad that we're here doing this Manifest With Me thing, because I think now more than ever is a wonderful time to manifest. We are all inside just kind of chilling right now. It's a great time to think about what you want to do in the future. What do you want to accomplish? What do you want to come out of this, with a new goal? So today is just a talk, okay? You still have, I think, 3 days to write down your manifestations on a piece of paper, okay? So you can still write this down on a piece of paper, your manifestations, and to also make your vision board and really get into depth with your vision board, okay? If you want to know how to do that and you just clicked on this video and you're like, what is this? I'm taking you guys through every single day of a full moon cycle to teach you how to use and harness the power of the moon cycle to manifest, which works for me. This works for me. I do it every month. Maybe not this extensively, but seriously, this works for me. This is what I do to make stuff happen in my life. I would not do it, I would not be talking about it if it didn't work. This isn't a gimmick. This isn't about views for me. I'm not selling you guys anything. There's no ads on these videos. It's literally just me trying to help anyone out there who wants to know how to manifest. Whether you're in a desperate situation and you really need to manifest some stuff, or you just wanna have fun or you're bored, this is for you, okay? So today what we're talking about is 5 reasons why your manifestations haven't come through or never came through. So obviously at this point in the moon cycle and the things that you just put on your vision board and the things that you just tried to manifest, obviously you shouldn't expect that to manifest yet because we haven't even gone through the whole process. So don't worry if your manifestations from this whole process, Manifest With Me, hasn't happened yet, okay? Maybe miraculously you guys have already started manifesting some of that stuff. I'm talking today more about those of you guys who tried in the past to manifest stuff, like a couple months ago or a couple years ago, or maybe a manifestation you've been working on for a really long time and why that hasn't happened, okay? So these are reasons, and as you go through this process, there could be some things you try to manifest here with me that you put on your vision board, that you write down, that don't manifest in a month, that don't manifest in 6 months. It doesn't manifest in a year. It doesn't manifest in 5 years. It doesn't manifest ever. So let's talk about why, okay? We're talking a little bit about expectations here, and we're talking about why. Why would some things not manifest, okay? So reason number 1 is it's not meant to be, okay? I talked about this in episode 1, I think, but when I was in 7th grade, I had this boyfriend. I literally can't even remember his name anymore, okay? But I really liked this guy. I think it might have been my first real boyfriend, and I really thought that we were gonna get married. I really thought this guy was the one. We had a great little 7th grade relationship. Was he my first kiss? I think technically he was my first real kiss. And I was really happy, and I remember I was very religious and Christian at the time, and I was praying to Jesus let us get married, like I'm ready. I remember like telling my parents, like, I think I'm gonna marry this guy, and like that's what I wanted. And then we broke up. We broke up after just a couple months, and I was devastated, and I remember crying and begging and praying and manifesting basically that we would get back together and we'd get married and have children and live happily ever after. Now, fast forward years later, I've had many relationships. I've met some amazing people. I'm in another relationship now, and I'm really, really, really happy and really, really glad that I did not manifest marrying my 7th grade boyfriend. Like, you might be here manifesting a connection with a specific person. You might really believe with all of your heart and mind that this person is your twin flame, and there's all these signs and you're meant to be together. You might be having like a lot of experiences in the 5D with this person. It might be very real to you. And I don't doubt that this person, there's a reason that they're in their life. There's a reason that you're going through this experience, that there's a reason that you might feel like this is your twin flame or whatever. But no matter what you do, even if you do all the perfect manifestation things, even if you completely surrender and let go and do everything right, for some of you guys, you might never manifest that. So that might cause you to think manifestation doesn't work. Manifestation isn't for me. The law of attraction is bullshit, okay? But what you will come to find out 5, 10, 15, 20, however many years from now, when you do meet your real twin flame, when you do actually marry someone or end up with someone that you really love, you're gonna be so thankful that that manifestation never came through, okay? So you can always try. You can always toss your hat in the ring, you know? You can always try. I'm not telling you guys if you're trying to manifest a connection with a specific person, or if you're trying to, manifest twin flame union with someone who you think is your twin flame but might not be. I'm not telling you to give up on that. I'm not telling you not to write that down and not to put that on your vision board. I'm just telling you guys that for some of you, if you've been trying to manifest this for a while and you do it this time around and it doesn't happen, don't be disappointed. And you can be disappointed. I probably would be too, you know, if I really was in love with someone and it just wasn't happening. But don't think that you did something wrong, or that the law of attraction doesn't work for you, okay? So just keep that in mind. Like, you are gonna get pretty much most of the stuff you manifest, but there will be some things where it's not meant to be, okay? Now the second one, and the most important one, number 2, another reason you might not be getting what you're trying to manifest is timing, okay? Every time, this is the 3rd year I've done Manifest with Me in March. When we go through the whole process and we get to the next moon cycle, and I tell everybody, okay, this is usually the time where a lot of your manifestations will come through, or you might start getting signs and synchronicities that it's gonna come through. I have so many people writing in the comments, like, frown face, it didn't work for me. My manifestations didn't come through, it didn't work. Well, timing. Some of these things take time, you know? I wanted to be a fashion stylist. I tell this story all the time. I've just got my own life to go off of here, you guys, my own experiences to share. But I was 21, 22, or something like that, even younger than that. And I wanted to be in LA, and I wanted to be or New York. I wanted to be a fashion stylist. I wanted to, I just had all these dreams and stuff, and I was working on it, and I was manifesting it, and I was doing the things. And it didn't happen for 10 years. It turns out that I needed to work harder. It turns out that I needed to actually build a reputation. It turns out my work was good, but it wasn't good enough, and that's okay. My work just wasn't ready yet. My work just wasn't up to par yet. It took me 10 years to build work that was good enough to get published, good enough to get hired for, and for me to build the reputation and the clout and the connections. It took me longer, you know? So 3, 4, 5 years in, I thought I should just give up. This isn't working. I'm wasting my time. I'm never gonna be able to do this. This isn't manifesting. It's not working for me. All that stuff. But it just turns out I needed to not quit 5 minutes before the miracle, you know? Same thing with my YouTube channel. Like, honestly, when I started this channel, I really just wanted to have fun. I didn't even know I was gonna be life coaching and giving people readings. But when I started getting followers, I started kind of be like, this is cool. I got 300 followers. Like, oh, I want to get 1,000 followers. Yeah. And like a whole year went by, and I don't think I had even 1,000 followers for my first year on YouTube. And I felt a little discouraged, and I was there posting so much, engaging with people, doing all the things, and it just wasn't growing. But don't quit 5 minutes before the miracle. 3 years later, I have 30,000 followers. I have a beautiful community. I feel blessed. I want it to grow more, but I'm happy with what I got, you know? I'm just chilling with this, like whatever it's meant to be, you know? That's kind of the attitude you have to have. I think that a lot of times in life, you know, we're living in this fast-paced society. So there's fast food. You pull up to the drive-thru, you get your food, bam, just like that. You order something online, and it comes in 2 days. You can, you know, walk into a shop and change your hair, or use an app and change your hair like that. Like, things can change so fast. And then we're going on Instagram, we're going on TikTok, we're going on YouTube, and we're seeing these people that look like they've blown up overnight. But we don't realize all the work and all the time and like everything that went into that and the path that went into that. With the fast food, we don't realize that there's all these freaking animals out there. I don't want to talk about vegetarianism. I'm an advocate for that. If you're gonna eat your meat, do it. But we don't know, we don't see the process unless you watch the documentaries of how all that food actually gets to that restaurant and is prepared so that it can be to you that fast. Like, we just don't see what's happening behind the scenes. So for us in our life, if we're trying to manifest something and we feel like we've been working towards it and we've done all the things, a lot of times, and it's meant to manifest, a lot of times you just need to put another 5 years in. You got 10 years in. You know, if I could go back in time and tell myself, promise, it's gonna take you 10 years to get your first paycheck as a fashion stylist. Or promise, it's gonna take you like 3 or 4 years for you to actually really get your YouTube channel going. I don't know if I would have kept going. I think I would have been really discouraged to hear that. But the thing is if you manifest things you love, especially if it's career related, the money, the views, the clout, the followers, all that crap doesn't matter because you're just having a good time along the way. So that's my advice for you, is to manifest things where the path to getting what you want is actually gonna be like fun for you and interesting for you along the way. Like, when I eventually became a fashion stylist, like, I'm not really doing that anymore because I have other fashion goals, so I kind of basically have left that path behind. But like, once I actually achieved that goal, like, I got bored. I was like, wow, I really enjoyed the path here, but now that I'm here, all that glitters isn't gold, and now I want something else. So now I'm gonna manifest something else. I'm gonna manifest an even bigger goal, even bigger dream. So sometimes getting what you want isn't always satisfying. Sometimes the most satisfying thing is working towards it, having fun, and all the cool things that happen along the way. So enjoy the process, you know? And be realistic. There are people who sometimes manifest $1 million overnight, but you know, you gotta be a little realistic here. You know, you gotta put the energy and momentum in, which is what we're gonna be talking about very soon here. So release timing, release timelines. I'm gonna be saying that to you guys so much during this. Release those timelines, because things happen when they're meant to happen, okay? And going back to point number 1, okay? My dream for the longest time was to go to New York and was to live there. And then I finally manifested like traveling there for like a week. And when I got there, it was cool, but I was like, this is overwhelming. This is not for me. So like, I'd spent so long and so many years trying to manifest this thing, and I was like, oh, never mind, I take it back. Like, this isn't what I want anymore. So sometimes the things we think we want, not meant for us. Sometimes the things we want are actually gonna take a lot of hard work and many, many years, okay? When you plant a seed out there, that shit does not grow overnight. It takes time, okay? So nature moves very slow, very delicately, things happen in cycles and seasons. You have many cycles and seasons in your life, or at least timing, okay? So, number 3, skipping steps in the process, okay? What is the most important part of this manifestation process? In my personal opinion, it's what we've done the last couple days. That's why I'm giving you guys so much time, and I'm not putting too much on you right now. Writing down your intentions on a piece of paper and then making a vision board and looking at that vision board, that is so important. I have started off sometimes on the new moon, and I've done that. I've written down the stuff, I made the vision board, and then I forgot and I got busy. And even I still manifested stuff just based off that. So that if that's all you do, then you could probably still manifest a lot of stuff. But there are many stages to this process, as you guys are gonna see. It's not complicated, it's really easy, but the next stage, which we're gonna start exploring here in 2 or 3 days, I think, on April 1st, I believe, is the first quarter moon. And that's when we're supposed to take action, okay, towards our intentions. And I'll tell you guys more about that. Even if we're still in quarantine, there's still stuff you guys can do. So I don't want you guys to worry about that. Oh no, it's not gonna manifest because I couldn't take action I wanted to because of the quarantine. Don't worry, we're gonna be brainstorming this and working through this together. But there's a lot of people out there who just think just pray and just believe, just make a vision board and open to receive. And it has worked. I'm gonna be honest, I've manifested a lot of stuff that way, but some of the biggest manifestations, for instance, me having a YouTube channel, me manifesting traveling the world. I didn't just sit around hoping and believing and praying and making a vision board. I had to save up money. I had to come up with ideas to save money so that I could travel. People who are trying to manifest a soulmate. If you don't leave your house, if you don't spruce yourself up a little bit, get some cute clothes, hit the gym, eat healthy, work on healing some trauma, and get out and socialize with people or try the dating apps. If you just sit there, not working on yourself, not improving yourself, then how are you going to meet someone? So I talk to a lot of people out there who, God bless their souls, are trying to manifest someone, and I just find out that they have the same routine every day. They don't really change anything up. They're not really have a lot of social interaction, and they don't feel safe with online dating. And so it's magically someone's not just gonna show up on your doorstep with roses and be let's be soulmates. Sometimes it happens. There's exception to the rule. Sometimes people do fall into your path, okay? So believe, anything's possible. But your chances are better when you take action. So, that's what's really important. As I think a lot of people forget that they need to take action and they need to work. And sometimes you need to work hard. There's a difference between forcing something to happen, which is forcing it, and then putting energy and momentum towards it. Your manifestations and your livelihood flows where your intention and your energy goes. So intention is step 1, momentum is step 2. You've got to get momentum and energy going towards what it is that you want. And the beautiful thing about it is that it doesn't really matter what step you take or what action you take. It just matters that you do something, anything, to stir up the energy and to get it going forward. Once again, me trying to become a fashion stylist. I had no idea what to do. There was no handback for that. The internet wasn't as big and as expansive as it was back then. Instagram was barely developed at the time when I was going for it. There were a couple chat rooms and message boards I found with tips, but I was on my own. I didn't go to fashion school. So I had to just start with what I had. I had to just start with a camera, some clothes from the thrift store, and my own body, and just putting stuff on a blog and putting stuff on Instagram. When I became a makeup artist, I didn't have a lot of money, so I just went to Target. I spent $30 on e.l.f. makeup. I went home, I watched tutorials, I started practicing. You do what you gotta do with the resources and materials, tools, and supplies that you have. and you just, take an action however you can, whatever you got, just doing something, anything to move the energy is what it's all about. But I don't want to get ahead because we're going to be talking about that all next week, or towards the end of this week. After April 1st, we're going to be talking all about action, how to take action, different types of action. We're going to get into that more, okay? But definitely one of the reasons why maybe some of your stuff didn't manifest before. So number 4, why maybe some stuff didn't manifest for you in the past, or why some of your manifestations might not manifest, is because of resistance, pushing, okay? Have you ever heard that quote, resistance makes stronger? Like whatever you push up against resists you back. I see this a lot, and I've seen this in my own life, like in romance. When you really, really love someone and you really want to be with them, and like you really have a crush on them, or you have a strong vibe for them, and like you just come at them. You send them gifts, you text them a lot, you write them, you try to flirt with them, or maybe you're trying to get your ex back, and so you're just throwing yourself at them and just nothing happens. It seems like the more you push, the more the person runs away. And it's not always with love. Sometimes, like, there's been times where I really needed to manifest money, and I was trying to get an extra job, or I was trying to build some more income, and I was emailing people and putting feelers out and trying to get freelance jobs and applying for this and applying for that, and I was obsessed with it, and I was I gotta get this money, I'm gonna be screwed if I don't. And it's no emails came back, nothing happened, it just blah. And then the second that I was you know what, F it, I'm depressed, I'm gonna go on a hike, just get my mind off all this and just relax and just have some fun. After the hike, I'd come back to my car, I'd have service again, I'd check on my phone, resume got accepted, had an interview, got some freelance job offers. And it's no coincidence, because at a certain point in this process, during the full moon and a little bit in the balsamic moon phase, is when you surrender and you let go of the things you're trying to manifest. Basically, you don't sit there and obsess and worry and think about it, because when you're doing that, you're putting this energy out to the universe that you want, you need, you lack. And so what you put out comes back. So the universe is yeah, you do have nothing. You do lack. You do want it. You don't have it. It's so frustrating, okay? So gratitude goes a long way. We're going to talk about this more in the process. Don't want to jump ahead too much, but being grateful and waking up every day and being I'm so blessed, and at least I've got, yesterday with me, at least I got peanut butter, can't brush my hair right now, at least I can have fun and throw a weird filter on my hair, at least I can still I wanted to do this Manifest With Me series outside in nature, but we're quarantined right now, so, and the background looks like shit, but I'm you know what, at least I got my ring light here, I got some okay lighting, at least I can do my makeup, at least I can still talk to you guys and still do this whole thing, and it's kind of being thankful for the little things, I'm thankful for my freaking wildwood deck. This thing right here is my most prized possession. You guys know, I'm so thankful for this deck. I'm so thankful it came in my, and I could go on a list of things I'm thankful for, but that's the energy you gotta have. So my advice to you is when you wake up in the morning, let the first thing you say be, thank you. Before you go to bed, let the last thing you say be, thank you. And that's how I do it. I always wake up confused. I have PTSD. I have nightmares every night. I always wake up hypervigilant and terrified, because even though I'm out of the crazy situation I used to be in, my body still tells me oh my God, it's another day, what's gonna happen? So I just take a breath and I just start listing gratitude. And I'm yes, I'm pumped up for today. And then sometimes I go brush my teeth and take a shower and I think about stuff, or I see the news and it pisses me off or whatever. I'm not telling you guys you gotta be thankful and positive all day. It's just start the vibe off that way. And then before you go to bed and you lay down, that's when we've stopped. That's when we've become still. That's when our mind starts to bring up all of our worries and all of our anxieties, all of our fears. Let that come up. Let yourself freak out a little bit. And then when you feel like you're done, start your gratitude. So we're going to work on this once again. We're going to work on all this stuff as we go through this process. But, that really, really helps, okay? For you to be thankful and to not be pushing so hard. There's a difference between taking action and then pushing. And I think some people are pushing really hard because they want their manifestation to come through at a certain time. Like maybe you really need like $500 to make your rent, and maybe it just doesn't come. Maybe you have to push it back or talk to your landlord, or you get evicted and you have to go somewhere else. But like that, trust that process. Sometimes you not getting what you want actually pushes you to where you're supposed to be, even if crap falls apart. Some things you aren't meant to get. Some things you aren't meant to get in a certain amount of time. Affirm to yourself, I always have exactly what I need when I need it. Sometimes it might not be a moment before or a moment after, but right on time. I trust the things I have. I trust the things that come to me. I trust myself to make it happen. Affirmations. I'm gonna release some affirmations as part of this whole thing, you guys. So just keep watching, okay? So now we're going to move on to number 5. Now, the 5th reason why things might have not have manifested for you or could not manifest for you is because of subconscious beliefs. Even if you really do believe, like sitting here right now, like I deserve abundance, like yeah, I want some money. It could be that maybe you were raised in poverty. Maybe the people around you taught, sometimes in religion they teach you and they drill in your head, money is the root of all evil. Maybe you kind of subconsciously hate people who are rich because you're like, oh, look at that jerk sitting on their yacht, drinking their fancy champagne, living it up while the rest of us have to be slaves to the man and go to work every day, and they're just wasting their money and they're corrupt, and so we have beliefs like that some of us, not everybody, okay? And sometimes we feel like it's not fair, some of those subconscious beliefs are, it's not fair, I'm probably never gonna be like that, people who have money are corrupt, money is the root of all evil, people who have money is greedy, it's greedy for me to have the things I want, it's greedy for me to want something expensive, it's greedy for me to take care of myself, it's greedy, it's evil, it's like, and I realize, or oh, because I came from this place and my parents were poor and their parents were poor and my country is poor, I'm probably just gonna be like that too. So these are some personal beliefs, some of them I used to have. So you have to start affirming to yourself and work on your subconscious beliefs that you know what? I deserve it. I'm worthy of it. I was always worthy of it. And just because my family was like this and they made those choices, and just because I came from a place like that and that's how it was, does not mean that's always how my life is going to be. The more I receive, the more that I can give. You know what? And even if I don't give, screw it. I deserve to receive. I deserve to give to myself. I deserve to have a beautiful life. I'm worthy to have a beautiful life. I'm worthy to have a big ass yacht. That's what I want. Not everybody who has money is corrupt. There's examples of people out there who have money and they do good things with it and they support their children and they love their life and they just experience the things they want to experience, and great for them. Good for those people who have all that money and who are so abundant, so the money example is just one thing, but do you see how sometimes we have these weird subconscious beliefs we might not even realize? Let's say when you were little, your dad left your mom when you were young and kind of left you and ditched you, and you grew up with a mom who was single mom struggling. Maybe she was really sweet but just couldn't be there for you as much, and you just always grew up with that daddy issue chip on your shoulder that my dad didn't love me. He left, he chose something else over me. He screwed me over. My mom has never been the same since. And so then you go into relationships and you think, I'm unlovable. I'm not worthy. I have to fight for someone's attention. You might push people away because of it. You might not really know what unconditional love coming from a man is really like, so you might be afraid of it. You might be attracted to the bad boys. You might be attracted to the guys that cheat on you and that leave and abandon you and reject you. And so, you know, I'm only talking from experience here because I kind of do have daddy issues and mommy issues. So like what we go through growing up, some of those wounds and some of that trauma affects us, and we keep playing it out in our life. And it's not our fault. It sucks. It's not saying like, oh, it's your fault that like you have horrible relationships and you have no money. Like, this is just, unfortunately, sometimes we have this vibrational set point and it's not our fault. It's just stuff we absorbed and we took on growing up, and we just like don't realize it. But the amazing thing is that now you can become conscious of it. Now you can take control of it. Like, our brains are like computers, so you can learn how to reprogram your subconscious mind. A lot of that is going to happen through affirmations and through meditations and through just being a little bit more conscious of it. Sometimes just the very fact of acknowledging something changes it. Like we learned in episode 1 about the law of attraction, quantum physics, manifestation, about how when you observe a particle, it changes. So that's what consciousness is all about. It's about acknowledging things. It's about realizing like, oh shit, I guess I do kind of like have these like kind of issues with money and abundance, and sometimes just acknowledging that and realizing it changes it, helps you. So everything I just talked about with subconscious beliefs, we're going to be working on that, okay? So if you want to write in the comments below like, oh my gosh, I know I have subconscious beliefs or issues with that, what do I do? I could sit there and write you like a huge paragraph, or you could just keep watching, because I'm gonna have episodes, all of these reasons that like you might not be manifesting, we're gonna tackle them with techniques like affirmation, techniques like meditation, more talks, more resources, and we're gonna work through this together, okay, you guys? Most of that will probably happen around the full moon. We're gonna be doing a crap ton of healing around the full moon, okay? But for now, all you need to do, just write down your manifestations on a piece of paper, or multiple pieces of paper. I've got a lot here. and so I think it's episodes 7 and 8, like episodes 6, 7, and 8 are the ones you need to watch and you need to do. I have the link below. If you still haven't joined this process and you like this video and you want to manifest, you have like 3 days until it's kind of too late, because once we get to the first quarter moon and the moon cycle changes, it's kind of too late to set your intentions. Of course, you could always just watch these videos and then the next moon cycle, just follow the process. But you've got a couple days. I haven't finished my vision board yet. I still want to write a couple more things down on this piece of paper. So if you're behind, you haven't made your vision board, and you just starting this, I'm even behind right now, kind of. So we all, including me, still have a couple days to do this. I procrastinate sometimes, so probably like the last day before the first quarter moon, I'll probably finish my vision board. So it's not about like doing it at the exact right time. You just need to make sure that while it's the certain phase of the moon, you do a couple things that fit that energy, okay? If you have any questions about your manifestation process, let me know below for free. I'm answering your questions about manifestation, okay? If I don't answer your question, and I will heart it and I will give it a thumbs up, and that probably just means that I'm going to answer it in another episode, okay? Like, it's like basically it's coming. Don't get ahead in this process. Just write down your manifestations, make a vision board. It's that simple. And I'm excited, you guys. This is really keeping me going through this crazy quarantine time. I hope that you guys out there are all staying safe and are making it through and are just enjoying your time off or relaxing or just getting stuff done around your house, okay? And by the way, what color should I make my hair in my next video? Should I do green? Should I do pink? Should I do yellow? Should I do redhead? Should I do black? Should I do brown? Because I can change my hair color with this thing my husband does in editing. So, and obviously I can't find my brush. I don't know how long my hair is gonna go unbrushed. I'm scared, but maybe I can just have fun with changing my hair color in the videos. So what color should I do, you guys, next? I'll see you later, okay? Peace out.